Today we're making Chelsea buns. Okay, so we've got 225 grams strong bread flour, 1 teaspoon dried yeast, fast acting. Okay, so I'm just adding these ingredients together. I've got 50 grams of caster sugar. Just gonna give these a quick mix. Then I'm going to be adding 50 grams of butter, which I'm going to be rubbing in using my fingertips. Okay. So I'll rub these in, rub the butter in using my fingertips. This process is familiar to you. So the aim is to get it looking like fine breadcrumbs, but even though I'm using much less butter, okay, the proportion of butter to flour is quite low. Okay, so 50 grams of butter, 25 grams of flour, then it will not have an obvious resemblance of breadcrumbs. Okay, it's important that all the butter is evenly distributed, however. The butter should be cold, and whereas the butter is cold, it's very hard to break at this point. So this will take a bit of time, depending on how soft the butter is. Fingertips still have a big block here that I need to distribute. What you can do when you're making the Chelsea bun, if your butter is tough, then what you could do is to cut it up into small cubes, okay, beforehand. Still do have chunks of butter in, which I want to get to be evenly distributed in the mixture or in the flour. I'm just spending a bit of time to do that. Please remember that your oven should be preheated. So my oven has already been preheated. The fact that we're using yeast and we've only got a 1 hour lesson, it's on a low temperature. So currently on 90, or if you're using the gas oven, it's going to be on gas mark 1. And that is to allow the yeast to activate before the product is being cooked. Right, I'm happy with that. I've got 150 milliliters of milk. Okay, and it's important that milk is warm. Okay, so I did that before. Remember that you're using yeast, so it needs the liquid to be warm. I'm adding a bit at a time. And the aim is to get this into a slightly sticky dough. Not need to use all of it, so I'm adding it gradually. A bit more. I'm happy with this. I'm going to be kneading this for a while. The recommended time is for 10 to 15 minutes. therefore slightly less time to knead it. Surface is clean, bowl is clean. I'm going to add a bit of table flour. Leave it there for when rolling it out, and then I'm going to be kneading for a little while. Remember, when kneading, you should be using the palm of your hands and not necessarily your fingers, and applying some pressure to the dough. Okay, and that is for the even distribution of the yeast to help with the product rising as well as with the texture of the Chelsea bun. As I said, I won't be kneading for 10 minutes, so I'm happy to stop now. During your practical, please remember that you have to knead it for at least 10 minutes. Right, I'm happy with that. Ensure that there's enough flour on the surface because I need to roll this out. I'm going to roll it out into a oblong shape or a rectangular shape. I'm going to leave this as it is. So I roll it a bit more, wider. Alright, the important thing is that I have enough flour underneath, otherwise it's going to be a problem for me to lift them up at the end. Okay, it's slightly wider. I'm going to start adding my filling. I've got in this small bowl 50 grams of brown sugar, and a teaspoon of mixed spice. Okay, I'm just gonna mix these ingredients together. I also have 100 grams of raisins. So you choose what dry fruits you want to add. I've also got 50 grams of melted butter, okay, which I need to spread onto my dough. It's very fattening. I'm going to leave a little bit. No, I'm going to add, ensure that I have enough on the edges, okay, for it to seal. Then I'm going to add my raisins. Try to distribute them as evenly as possible. Then I'm just going to distribute my sugar and mixed spice. And the next thing is to roll. Let me just get rid of this extra dusting on my hand. Then I'm just going to roll my dough together. Roll it up a bit, rolling. Sure that I've got enough of the liquid on the end to seal my dough. Right, I've got a lightly greased tray and I'm just going to cut my bun as evenly as possible. Two big ones at the end. I've got some of my filling falling out already. Put them on the tray with the cut side turned upwards. And leaving a bit of space between each one because they will rise. So I need a bit of space to accommodate them rising while they're in the oven. And that's it. I'm going to put them in the oven on a low temperature for about 10 minutes for the yeast to activate and for them to rise. Then I'm going to increase the temperature to 180 or gas mark 6, and I'm going to leave them in the oven for a further 15 minutes. Okay, thank you.